To determine the appropriate wire size for a 200 amp panel operating at 240 volts over a distance of 280 feet, we need to follow a few steps. Firstly, calculate the load current. The formula for this is load current in amps equals panel amperage divided by line voltage. In this case, it's 200 amps divided by 240 volts, which equals 0.833 amps. Secondly, we determine the wire size. Refer to the National Electrical Code, NEC, Table 310.15b16. This table is for copper conductors with 90 degrees Celsius insulation and a conduit fill of 40%. Given the parameters of a 280-foot run and a load current of 0.833 amps, a 250 kcmil copper wire is required for the phase conductors. This wire size refers to the phase conductors only. If dealing with a three-phase panel, you will need to run 3 conductors of this size. In addition to the phase conductors, a ground wire is also required. A typical size for a ground wire in this application would be 8 AWG or larger. Further considerations need to be addressed. The voltage drop needs to be within acceptable limits for the application. Long wire runs can result in voltage drop, which can affect the performance of electrical equipment. Also, the wire must be run in conduit that is sized appropriately for the wire diameter and the number of conductors. The conduit protects the wires and ensures they are properly routed. Remember to always check with the local electrical codes for any additional requirements or restrictions. Local codes can vary and may have specific requirements that must be followed. It's highly recommended to have a qualified electrician perform the installation and ensure it meets all applicable codes and standards. Electrical work can be dangerous, and a professional electrician has the knowledge and experience to perform the installation safely and correctly. Now let us talk about some background regarding ampacity, voltage drop, conductors, and conduit fill so you are more informed. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of a conductor. It is the maximum amount of electrical current a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. The ampacity of a wire is determined by several factors, including the wire material, size, insulation type, and installation conditions. As current flows through a conductor, it generates heat due to the resistance of the wire. The amount of heat generated is proportional to the square of the current. If the heat generated exceeds the conductor's ability to dissipate it, the temperature of the wire will rise. Excessive temperature can damage the insulation and potentially cause a fire hazard. Therefore, it is crucial to select a wire size that has sufficient ampacity for the intended load. The NEC provides tables that list the ampacity of various wire sizes based on their insulation type and installation conditions. These tables are essential for determining the appropriate wire size for any electrical circuit. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs along the length of a conductor due to its resistance. When current flows through a wire, some of the electrical energy is lost as heat due to the wire's resistance. This loss of energy results in a decrease in voltage at the end of the wire run. Excessive voltage drop can negatively impact the performance of electrical equipment. Many devices are designed to operate within a specific voltage range, and if the voltage drops too low, they may not function correctly or may even be damaged. The amount of voltage drop in a circuit depends on several factors, including the length of the wire run, the current flowing through the wire, and the wire's resistance. Longer wire runs and higher currents will result in greater voltage drop. To minimize voltage drop, it is important to select a wire size that is large enough to handle the current without excessive resistance. The NEC provides guidelines for calculating voltage drop and recommends limiting the voltage drop in branch circuits to no more than 3% and the voltage drop in feeders to no more than 5%. Conductors are the wires that carry electrical current from the source to the load. Conductors are typically made of copper or aluminum, as these materials have high electrical conductivity. Copper is the most common conductor material due to its excellent conductivity and ductility. Aluminum is less conductive than copper but is lighter and less expensive, making it a suitable choice for some applications. Conductors are available in various sizes, ranging from small gauge wires used for low current circuits to large cables used for high current applications. The size of a conductor is typically expressed in terms of its American wire gauge (OG). The AWG system assigns a number to each wire size, with smaller numbers indicating larger wires. For example, a 12 AWG wire is smaller than a 10 AWG wire. The selection of the appropriate conductor size depends on the ampacity requirements of the circuit. The NEC provides tables that list the ampacity of various wire sizes based on their insulation type and installation conditions. When selecting conductors, it is important to consider not only the ampacity but also the voltage drop. If the wire run is long, a larger conductor size may be required to minimize voltage drop, even if the ampacity requirements are met by a smaller wire. Conduit fill refers to the percentage of space inside an electrical conduit that is occupied by conductors. The electrical conduit is a protective tubing used to enclose and protect electrical wiring. Conduit is typically made of metal or plastic and is available in various sizes and types. The NEC sets limits on the maximum conduit fill to ensure that there is adequate space for heat dissipation and to prevent damage to the conductors. Overfilling a conduit can restrict airflow and cause the conductors to overheat, which can lead to insulation damage and potential fire hazards. The NEC specifies the maximum allowable conduit fill based on the number and size of conductors in the conduit. The fill is expressed as a percentage of the conduit's cross-sectional area. The NEC tables provide the allowable fill percentages for different types of conduit and conductor combinations. When determining the conduit size, it is important to consider not only the number and size of conductors but also the type of conduit and the bending radius. Sharp bends in the conduit can reduce the available fill space and make it difficult to pull the conductors through. It is essential to follow the NEC guidelines for conduit fill to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. Choosing the correct wire size, considering voltage drop, using appropriate conductors, and adhering to conduit fill requirements are all crucial aspects of electrical wiring. These considerations ensure safety, efficiency, and compliance with electrical codes, ultimately leading to a reliable and safe electrical system. The National Electrical Code (NEC) serves as the cornerstone for electrical safety in the United States. It's a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines designed to ensure the safe installation and maintenance of electrical systems. The NEC is not law itself, but it is widely adopted by state and local jurisdictions, becoming the de facto standard for electrical work. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advancements and safety practices. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, making it easy to navigate and find specific information. It includes numerous tables, diagrams, and examples to help electricians and inspectors understand and apply the code requirement. The NEC is essential for anyone involved in electrical work, including electricians, contractors, engineers, and inspectors. It provides the knowledge and guidance necessary to design and install electrical systems that are safe, reliable, and compliant with industry standards. Understanding and following the NEC is crucial for preventing electrical hazards, such as fires, shocks, and equipment damage. It ensures that electrical systems are installed in a manner that protects people and property from the risks associated with electricity. The NEC is a living document that is constantly evolving to address new challenges and improve electrical safety. It is developed through a consensus-based process involving experts from various fields, including electrical contractors, manufacturers, engineers, and regulators. The NEC is a valuable resource for anyone seeking to enhance their knowledge of electrical safety and best practices. It is widely available in print and electronic formats and is regularly updated to reflect the latest changes in the electrical industry. When working with electrical systems, it is always recommended to consult the NEC and seek guidance from qualified professionals. This will help ensure that the work is performed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and standards. The National Electrical Code is not merely a set of rules, but a comprehensive framework for ensuring electrical safety and reliability. It is a testament to the ongoing efforts to protect people and property from the hazards associated with electricity. The NEC provides the knowledge and guidance necessary to design, install, and maintain electrical systems that are safe, efficient, and compliant with industry standards. Its widespread adoption and continuous updates make it an indispensable resource for anyone involved in electrical work. By understanding and following the NEC, we can all contribute to creating a safer and more reliable electrical environment. Remember that electrical work can be inherently dangerous and should only be performed by qualified professionals who understand the risks involved and are trained to take the necessary precautions. Working with electricity without proper knowledge and training can result in serious injury, death, or property damage. Always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems and seek guidance from qualified professionals when needed. They have the knowledge, experience, and equipment necessary to perform electrical work safely and correctly.